Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will wait for 5 minutes so that our all participants will join, and then we'll start at sharp 3:05 p.m. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, S.P.Anjan. Welcome you all in the second session of Celebration of Energy Conservation Day 2020. I know that you enjoyed the first session of the day. Now this is the time to know more about energy conservation from our second speaker. So for that, now I would like to welcome Mr. Amit Kulkarni, sir, who is the CEO of Navitas Efficens, Nashik. So I welcome you, sir, from behalf of GS Mandal, Maharashtra Institute of Technology, and organized the Department of Electrical Engineering. So, sir, please enlighten us and share your valuable work with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm Amit Kulkarni, CEO of Navitas Efficens and former on climate change. So, first of all, I would like to wish you all a very happy National Energy Conservation Day. And it is such a great initiative by MIT College to arrange for such program on this occasion. To start with today's session, I would just like to show you one video and then we'll go ahead with the presentation. I hope everybody can see the video.
सूरज की चमकती तेज किरण सरसर बहती जाती है पवन झरझर नदियां हम सब से ये कहती है घर घर को जब प्रकाश मिले आंगन आंगन जब रोशनी हो हर गांव घर में बिजली हो
Only audio is present. Video is not visible, sir. Screen is not visible.
Video is not visible?
No, sir.
Okay. I think there's some technical issue. I'm unable to present the video here. Fine, then I'll have to skip the video part. But it is a very beautiful song. It has been created by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, to promote renewable energy sources in our day-to-day life. So, National Energy Conservation Day. It is celebrated on 14th of December every year. And the reason for this celebration is to spread the awareness amongst the people that how to conserve energy and use it in your day-to-day life. The Ministry of Power in 2012 started a separate department, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BEE, in 2012, and since 2009 the Bureau of Energy Efficiency has come up with star ratings for different appliances. It initially came up with the building codes, the energy efficient building codes from 2009, and from 2011 onwards, it came up with the star rating system for your refrigerators, your air conditioners, and everything. Nowadays, the building codes have been noted down for the vehicles as well. The star rating system for the vehicles will soon be starting, and it is very great initiative by the any nation to become a superpower would be required. One is energy and other is water. Now these are very basic components. If any country has dominance on these components, we dominate the complete world. So all the countries are now, trying to become self-reliant in energy and water. That it is available only in the daytime. Then geothermal energy, it has got very few selected places where it is available. The energy which is there in the Earth's crust, that can be used for power generation. The nuclear energy, the coal and oil-fired uh, thermal power stations. So different measures are available, but they are all polluting in some or the other way. But for our country, we can't depend on a single source. We can't completely depend on solar. We can't completely depend on wind energy because wind is a variably available at different places. But our requirement is continuous. So for our country, we have to go for a mix of power sources. And to just simplify the process, to understand how it is done, you know, uh, first part is the energy conservation, which is very important. For energy conservation, you don't have to spend anything. It is in the basic, in the bottom of the pyramid, the basic, foundation. First is the energy conservation. Then comes the second stage, that is the energy efficiency. And then at the topmost stage comes the renewable energy. Now, these three things are different, but they are all linked to each other. And to achieve the maximum conservation and using it efficiently, we have to make use of all three resources. So, energy conservation. Energy conservation is very simple. We use it in our day-to-day life. It is just like walking out of the room, you switch off your lights. Then, but this is going to make a huge impact. If you say, okay, what will happen if only I switch off the light? It consumes only 7-watt LED bulb. So, but this 7 watt into whatever the population of our country, at least 1% of that does this. It is going to save huge. The saving is going to be very huge. So it is not only that step, but if you look at it from a different point of view, from commercial point of view, that okay, 7 watts of electricity I'm going to save every day or at this particular moment. 7 watts into 30 days, so it becomes 210, 210 watts. So in 3 days, you can save 1 unit of electricity from only that small 7 watt of bulb. And you all know that 1 unit is costing today around 7 to 8 rupees, and it is going to increase day by day. So we have to count on each watt of energy saved. Now only 7 watt of this particular energy saved is going to make this difference. Just imagine how many appliances you have at home, in your college, in your office, and how much you can save. In simple language, you can save around 8 to 10% without investing anything, just by conserving the energy, using it in a smart way. Now, this has everything to do with your day-to-day activities, whatever activities you do, just your you're charging your phone and your charger remains on and you just remove off your mobile phone. Still, that particular charging unit is consuming some units. Your TV screen, if you just switch it off by your remote, and your screen remains on, you see a red light there. So that is again consuming some electricity. One very important tip if you're staying at home, your refrigerator, it is an inductive load, it consumes a lot. Nowadays, you have 5-star ratings for your refrigerators as well. So just go at your home and check that what is the star rating on your refrigerator or your air conditioner. If it is less than 2, it is advisable to replace it because in the running cost, you are going to spend a lot. If you calculate the savings and the initial cost, hardly within 2 to 3 years you can get the amount recovered for whatever extra you have spent. As every year your electricity cost is going to increase. So just check the rating on that. If you switch off your refrigerator at night, now when is the heat loss taking place in your refrigerator? Whenever you open the door. So if the last person going to sleep at night switches off the refrigerator power plug and the first person waking up switches it on, you can save your electricity for around 6 to 7 hours at night only by using the refrigerator smartly. Just open the refrigerator door for a very short period of time, hardly 5 to 10 seconds maximum for whatever work is done. So whenever the door is open in refrigerator, there is heat loss. With the air conditioners used, proper uh, you know sealing of that room is required. Now, why is that? If there is any gap in the door or the window, the heat loss, the cold temperature inside goes out, and again your compressor is switched on just to maintain the inside temperature. So these are very, very small things where you have to look at each and every equipment and appliance that you use at home. Your mixer, if it is very old, if it has got some motor, inductive load, you'll have to check the consumption as it degrades as you use it. If it is more than 7 to 10 years, it is advisable to replace it. So your refrigerator, now you all know that most of them must be using LED lights, tube lights, panel lights. Yes, those are energy efficient devices for lighting purpose. Most of them also must be having LED TVs, smart TVs. So, earlier there were CRT monitors, cathode ray tube. Then it came into, TFT screen and then LED screen. So LED is very energy efficient component and it is being, used in different ways in screens also, lighting purpose. In fans, you have another option that is the brushless DC fan. Now, BLDC fan consumes around uh, maximum 35 watts of electricity. So you can save around 55 to 88% of your consumption only in the fans. Again, the fans are 5-star rated by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. They have set standard for fans as well. So you have mostly star ratings for all the appliances, your washing machines. Now more efficient washing machines have come. So each and every appliances and equipment that you use are now star rated, or either few of them soon will be getting the star rating. Now, what is the star rating and how it started? It started from year 2012, where star ratings are given. Um, the manufacturer develops a particular product and get it certified, star rated for its consumption. Now, why this star rating is given? It is to produce more energy efficient devices, more energy efficient appliances. And after every 2 years, these star ratings are revised. Now, from in this year, if you purchase any item which has got a 5-star rating, in 2026 you will get a 4-star equipment. So after every 2 years, the star rating is reduced by 1 star, so that more and more efficient devices are produced by the manufacturers, and they get it certified for the period of 2 years. After 2 years, again you just make some changes inside, innovate something new which saves your electricity, and you bring it back to the market where people will buy and save more by using that particular product. So after every 2 years, these ratings are revised. So whatever you have purchased in 2014 and 15, if it is 5-star at that time, today that star would have gone to 3-star. So this is a star rating system started by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. It is a department under Ministry of Power. So in energy conservation, we have seen that how you can save electricity as every watt counts. Like every drop counts in water, here every watt of electricity counts. So if you save a single watt per day, you're going to save a lot over a period of time. Then is the energy efficiency part that we are seeing, that whatever options are available, uh, like your fans, just we have discussed, the BLDC fans. Um, so this is where there is some investment required. In energy conservation, there is no investment required, and still you can save around 8 to 10%. In energy efficiency part, you have to replace the components with more star rated appliances and equipment. So that there you can save around 15 to 20% of electricity. So you have to invest initially. Now for BLDC fans, if you invest, you get it around 3,500 rupees for one fan, and normal fan you purchase it around 2,000 rupees. So it is almost 2 times, 1.8 to 2 times. So, but the savings that you're going to achieve is from 55 to 87 watts. That is huge. If you use fan for 8 hours a day, ceiling fan, you can recover that particular extra amount spent for that within 8 to 9 months. The warranty of such products are around 5 years. So you get that product for free. So more such products are there in the market that you should explore as your social responsibility and try to use it in your day-to-day life. Recently, I heard that one of the colleges have started the campaign that everyone in that college, one day in a week, should come on a bicycle or whatever the nearest public transport available, either by bus or auto or walking, by sharing. So one day, if you can take up such initiative, you can save a lot and make a huge difference. Then the other part where more investment is required is the renewable energy. As you all know, you must have studied in different subjects and different lectures that renewable energy is important. It's available, plentiful. Like solar energy is available plentiful in India. But a mix of all the sources is required for to meet our need, to address our need. So how you can use it in your day-to-day life is what you'll have to see. In solar energy itself, there are different technologies available. One, like the sun has got two components. One is the light. These technologies are dependent on these basic aspects of sun. One is light and another is the heat. So there is one as solar thermal technology, and the other is the solar photovoltaic technology. In solar thermal, it depends on the heat component of the sun, like your solar water heating system. Most of you must be using a solar water heater since many years, and it has made a huge difference in the water heating consumption. If you use a geyser, minimum capacity or size of the geyser or wattage of the geyser is around 2 kilowatts. 2 kilowatt geyser running for 1 hour will actually spend 2 units of your electricity. The calculation is very simple. 1 kilowatt, 1 hour gives 1 kilowatt hour, means 1 unit. 1 kWh is 1 unit. So any item like 1 HP motor, almost we call it as 1 kilowatt load. It is 750 watts, but the spike when it starts, it goes high, around 2.5 to 3 times more. So considering all that, we consider 1 HP as 1 kilowatt just for calculation purpose in solar. So if that runs for 1 hour, 1 unit will be consumed. So if you just try to note down whatever equipments and appliances are there at your home, just list it down. That yes, there are 50 such electricity consuming equipments and appliances at home that we use it in first column. Then in second column, write the wattage, the power consumption of that particular equipment. In third column, just average out the time for how much you use it every day. Like in first column, you wrote the tube light, the fan, your refrigerator, your air conditioner, television set, your laptop or computer, plus etc. etc. Then in second, now example tube light. Tube light, you're using it LED tube light. It consumes 20 watts. So in second column, the wattage, the power consumption. In third, we use it for like 4 hours in the evening and maybe early morning for 2 hours. So around 6 hours a day. So 6 hours. So list it down for all such items in a tabular form. Then multiply it with the wattage and the hours of use. So 20 watts into 6 hours per day. It becomes 120 watt hour. And there are such 5 tube lights or say 10 tube lights at home. So 120 into 5 or 120 into 10. So that becomes your watt hour calculation, kWh calculation. So you just give a summation at the end that how much kilowatt hour total load you're using per day. That means how many units you're consuming per day. This is the basic step that you can do it for your home energy audit. This is called as your basic stuff energy audit. Now we are again going into another topic, that energy audit. So what is energy audit? Like most of you must have seen the financial audit reports, that income and expenditure is given, the income sources and the expenditures, and total is the same. So in this particular energy audit subject, at one side you note down what are the sources of electricity that you use at home, the sources of energy, even your LPG cylinders, um, for your vehicle, petrol and diesel that you use. These are all sources of energy. So in one side you tabulate the income, the input sources, and in the second side the usage, how you use it. Like for electricity, you use it by making the list of the equipments that you have. For petrol, diesel, how much you travel in a month, and for your gas, how much gas is required per month. So if you see the income and expenditure, you you how you can reduce the expenditure will makes you save more. So for this is the basic step of energy audit, and for this energy audit, that list that I told you, that you make it and see how much units you are actually consuming per month. That is a theoretical calculation. And compare this, the same calculation, with the electricity bill that you get. How many of you actually go through the electricity bill that you get at home? I guess a very few. Whatever is the amount written, you just pay in that particular month, or your parents pay, and that's it. That electricity should not get cut. But have you tried to analyze what are the components given in your electricity bill? We also conduct different seminars and workshops for this particular topic, that how to read your electricity bill and how you can save it. So in this particular thing, the monthly, theoretically, you have calculated how much you are going to save in that particular month and how much actually you are consuming in that month, plus the practically what you are getting in the electricity bill. You can calculate, see the unit charge, the energy charge is almost the same if you have done the calculations exactly. That means the running hours of each equipment. So if that is correct, then your electricity, you will be able to calculate and see the difference, that okay, it is almost the same, the energy charge given. Plus there are different taxes, your monthly rental, plus duties, etc., makes complete your electricity bill. So in this way, if you work on the usage time of those equipments, you'll be able to save a lot of money. That is the continuous saving, that is the recurring saving over the years, where direct benefit you can get. So this part where you do energy audit, you can do energy audit for your home, you can do energy audit for your college, your classroom, your computer labs, and you can also finalize energy policy. Now, when I was at MIT, USA, we came up with star rating system for educational institutes. Why the star rating system for education institute? Like the star rating system you have for equipments and appliances, where more energy efficient appliances are to be created. The same way, in an institution, there are students like you all and the faculties, where it becomes the hub for particular local society. You have access to around, if there are 3,000 students studying there and 500 faculties or 200 faculties, so you have access to 3,500 families directly, and you can make huge impact to all these 3,500 families, and then further they other transmit to others. So in that way, you can make huge impact, and that's why we came up with star rating system for the education institutes and created energy ambassadors in that particular college. So, like you have monitors in class, there are captains and vice captains in colleges, likewise, or chairman, secretary, and student council members. Likewise, you can have uh, council members or ambassadors, energy ambassadors for that particular institution, who plan different activities the complete year and come up with something new, innovative things. Like I mentioned about one of the college where they have one day in a week that they travel using public transport, or if they come on bicycle or walking. So they save on their expenses for one day in a week. That means it becomes around 4 to 5 kilometers. So they definitely do. So that was one of the activities that one of the colleges came up with. So you have a draft or a policy for your college and try to let others know that a very small unit saved is going to make huge impact. Now this impact in energy conservation and efficiency is without spending anything or spending a very few amount. But in terms of renewable energy, you have to spend a lot initially, which you can recover from say 3 to 5 years time, and then after that your system becomes free. In solar water heating system, it uses solar thermal component, solar thermal technology. Even the solar cookers available, they also use solar thermal technology. The concentrated or parabolic type solar cookers are available. Box type solar cookers, yes, you might have seen earlier. But nowadays, such renewable energy items are not used or not seen used regularly. There is also a reason for this. How mobile phone became popular. At first, mobile phone came into market when the outgoing call they used to charge 32 rupees and incoming call 16 rupees. And the Sony, Alcatel, Siemens were the companies, they were producing such handsets at that time, the compass box type. But gradually, after a few years, people started using them. As the demand increased, the cost came down. Now the same thing is happening with renewable energy equipment. Earlier in 2010, when I purchased solar panel between 8 to 10, it was around 350 to 400 rupees per watt. And now the same panel, solar panel, photovoltaic panel, you're getting at say 20 to 25 rupees per watt. So from 400 rupees, the cost has come down to 20-25 rupees per watt. That's a huge difference in cost. To understand how this cost has come down, the demand increased. The demand increased, the production increased. Then the supply also increased. And because of this cycle, the cost came down. Same thing, but the cost came down. And like for mobile phones, you have repairing centers in every lane. In every city, there are more than say 50 plus mobile phone repairing centers. But have you heard where there is a repairing center for your box type solar cooker or renewable energy different equipments where they can be repaired? No, or very few. Like hardly you can just count 50 max in a city. So this is another reason why the renewable energy equipments didn't become much popular or you know so famous in the people in different cities. So there are no such repairing or service centers available. If you understand, the demand has increased, but the supply and the after sale service or maintenance, if it is required, that should also be readily available. And in this particular sector, you just have to imagine you can create many new things, and that becomes your innovation. In solar photovoltaic, you have different kind of applications that you can think of. Recently, now government is coming up with the solar cooking system. Now, cooking system earlier was only heat based, solar thermal based. But using solar photovoltaic panel also, you can have an induction working on your solar panel, and by that also it becomes much more cleaner energy source or other than an option for your LPG cylinders. So earlier there were smokeless chulhas, and after that now government is coming up with the solar photovoltaic cooking systems. So more you think, the more basics you get into, the more innovative things you can create. And as an engineer, you know, all the engineering students here, you have a lot of scope in this particular sector as it is all unexplored, and many new things you can create. You can start your own business in this particular sector as well. So the renewable energy in photovoltaics has got a huge market, and there is different government policies also on this to promote renewable energy. The solar pumping system. It is a standalone system where, in the daytime the light falls on the panel, it generates electricity, water pump. In the daytime only the photosynthesis process takes place. So water and sunlight is required in the daytime only to the farms. So the problem that is faced in rural India even now in Maharashtra, that there is 8 hours of electricity in the daytime for 3 days, and 8 to 10 hours of electricity at night time 3 to 4 days. So at night the farmer has to go in the farms and give water to the farm. So to overcome that particular problem, if there is water in his well, still if he can't give it to the field, if there is no electricity, then such options are available. So there's solar water pumping system, that is a standalone system. Solar street lights. You might all have seen the solar street light earlier one. That panel is on the top, a pole with a luminary light, and the battery box at the bottom. But this is the most failed product or technology where in India where the batteries are stolen and the light doesn't work at night. There is a failure rate of 96% in India for government's solar street light project. But in Chhattisgarh state, that is the 98% successful running project in Chhattisgarh, especially in the Naxalite area. Because the Naxalites, they say that they work for the benefit of the people, and if any light is not working, they immediately contact that particular department and say our people are facing problem, you repair or replace that particular light. And nobody is stealing the batteries there. Whereas in other places, you find the batteries are stolen and the light is not working. But then again, few engineers, they came up with some different option for this. And nowadays, if you see, it's an all-in-one solar street light available. What is the all-in-one solar street light? The panel is on the top. Whatever the frame is there, at the bottom of that only you have your lithium ion or lithium ferrophosphate battery use. So it requires less space. Your LED light use, again, it requires less space with a sensor. And this is all integrated in at the bottom side of that particular panel only. So in new integrated solar street light, if you see, you have only one pole and one panel, where at the bottom side of the panel itself you have got a luminary. So here there is no chance of battery getting stolen. Again, the failure rate can come down in this particular product as well. So yes, when there is a need, there is a way, they say. So the innovators and entrepreneurs, they have come forward, and whoever is interested in this particular topic also can definitely think of this option and come up with different technologies or innovation in solar applications. You have solar net metering system, where in the daytime you generate electricity on your rooftop and give the excess electricity to the grid. So whatever electricity you give it to the grid and what you consume in that particular month, average billing of that is done, or differential billing, at the end of the month. So it becomes a very viable uh, system for every household who has got terrace. For people staying in flat, this option is not available because the electricity distribution company, MSETCL, they won't give you permission to connect it to your meter. So whoever has got the own terrace, they can definitely go for this particular option as well. So the net metering system, you can go for a system with battery backup using solar. So again, you don't have to connect it to the grid. So that option is available. And we recently in the sense 2 years ago, we installed a solar tree with net metering. Now that is the first solar tree with net metering in India. What's a solar tree? It's a tree-like structure. On a single pole you have multiple panels, and with net metering, that panel generates electricity, and on the same pole you have your inverter and battery box mounted, where it converts it in the AC side and synchronizes with the grid and give it to the grid with many different automations integrated to it. Like it has got bird spikes, so that bird won't sit on the panel. It won't spoil the panel, the surface of the panel, because of their dung. So bird spikes are used. Then auto cleaning. Now many engineering students I saw last year that they have taken a project for automatic cleaning, a cleaner for solar panel as their final year project or third year project. So again, it is a new. It can be a project as well. Plus, it can be a new product or new innovation that you can come up with to start your own business. So many such different ideas are there. You just need to open your eyes and see around and come up with different solutions. So that is a robotic cleaning where it just there are acres. There is installation, solar installation in acres of land. So it becomes very difficult to clean the panels there. Now, if the solar photovoltaic panels are not clean, if light doesn't fall completely on the cell, then the output is going to decrease. So cleaning of panels is a must to maintain the proper efficiency and output. For that, in different areas, there is a lot of problem that there is no water available, or in say solar power plants, ultra mega solar power plants, where in thousands of acres you have installations, and it becomes very difficult